Welcome back to Asian Ghost, where we dive into stories shrouded in shadows, where wandering souls whisper through the wind, and where karma never truly ends. Tonight, I'll tell you a story from Vietnam, from a quiet province called Giang, where people believe that if one kills too many animals, especially dogs, their spirits will never leave this world. Because sometimes dogs don't just die. They become something else. Something humans call a dog spirit. Night in Giang was eerily still. Only the chirping of crickets filled the air, and the silver moonlight spilled softly over rusted tin roofs. Inside a small shack by the river, a dim oil lamp flickered, casting a yellow glow over the face of a middle-aged man, tanned, rough, and hardened by years under the sun. People called him Thuc, the village dog butcher. No one liked his trade, but to him it was survival. He would say, "Dogs, pigs, chickens, they're all the same. If you raise them and eat them, there's nothing wrong." His wife Lou seldom spoke. She simply helped him wash, skin, and sell. But the house always reeked of blood, and every night, dogs in the distance howled endlessly, as if mourning or warning. One day, Thuc brought home a new dog, a small black one, barely to his knee. Its fur shone like velvet under the sun, and right in the middle of its forehead was a tiny white spot, round as a coin. Lou frowned. "This one looks strange," she said quietly. "People say a dog with a white mark on its head is special. It can understand humans." Thuc smirked. "Good, if it's smart, it'll grow fast. I'll sell it for more." But the dog wasn't like any other. It didn't bark without reason. It didn't eat greedily. And when it looked at you, it didn't have that empty, animal stare. It looked straight into your eyes, as if it knew. The first time Lou saw that gaze, her heart skipped a beat. There was something human in those eyes. Sorrow, anger, and understanding. Each night after that, she heard it whimper softly beneath the floorboards. Not the kind of whimper that comes from hunger, but one that sounded like crying. The neighbors started whispering soon after. "Thuc keeps too many dogs. That kind of karma won't end well. His father was bitten to death by a dog, remember? Maybe it runs in the family." Those whispers floated through the wind, but to Lou, each one felt like a thorn in her chest. Then one dawn, when Thuc went to feed the dogs, the black one was gone. The cage was dug open, soil scattered everywhere. He cursed loudly and grabbed a stick, storming off to find it. Behind the house, near an old cotton tree, he found it standing there, quiet still, staring at him. "Come here," he barked. It didn't move, only when he took another step closer. The dog turned and bolted toward the misty rice fields. The air was cold, and the sound of its paws faded into the fog. Thuc chased after it, caught up by the riverbank, and beat it. He beat it until its cries grew faint, until there was only silence. From the porch, Lou watched, her eyes filled with tears. She whispered, "You're sowing bad karma." He tossed the stick aside. "Karma, it's my dog, it ran away. A beast that bites the hand that feeds deserves what it gets." That evening, he sold the body to a man who ran a tavern. The buyer looked at it and said softly, "What a beautiful animal, what a waste." Thuc only laughed. "A dog's a dog, what's there to waste?" That night, the wind howled harder than usual. The tin roof rattled, and inside, Lou couldn't sleep. She heard dogs howling again, this time closer and sadder. It wasn't one, but many, like a morning choir. She sat up trembling, walked to the porch, and under the pale moonlight, she saw something near the old kennel. A dark shadow, crouched low, as if watching. She blinked, and it was gone, telling herself it was just her imagination. She went back to bed, lying close to her husband. But the howls never stopped. That night Thuc dreamed. He stood in an endless field of grass, bathed in cold moonlight. From far away came the sound of footsteps, soft, measured. Out of the mist came a black dog. That same one, but now it was as large as a calf, its eyes glowing red, its teeth bared. And worse, it was standing on two legs. He tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. The dog howled, then lunged at him, its fangs sinking deep into his neck. He woke up screaming, drenched in sweat. Beside him, Lou startled awake. "What's wrong? You hit me in your sleep." Thuc gasped, trembling. "The dog. It's back." That night was the second after the black dog's return. The moon hid behind thick clouds, and the house felt colder than ever. Thuc's fever had grown worse. His body burned, yet his skin was pale and clammy. The scratches on his arm, the ones that appeared after his nightmare, had turned dark, swollen, and oozing a faint metallic smell. He tossed and turned, muttering strange things. Sometimes he growled like an animal. Sometimes he spoke softly, as if talking to someone invisible. "Why are you looking at me like that? I raised you, did I?" Lou sat beside him, frightened and exhausted. Every time she closed her eyes, she heard scratching under the floorboards, clawing, slow and rhythmic. The next morning, she begged him to go to the hospital, but he refused, his eyes sunken, his voice hoarse. "I just need rest. Don't go calling people, they'll laugh." By evening, he started shaking uncontrollably. He whispered, "It's here. It's outside." Lou followed his trembling gaze to the window. Between the bamboo slats, a pair of red eyes flickered in the dark. She screamed and pulled the curtain shut. That night, rain began to fall, cold and heavy, pattering against the tin roof like distant footsteps. Every gust of wind made the door creak open just a little. Lou sat awake until dawn, praying under her breath. The next morning, she ran to the nearby temple. The abbot, an old monk named Thuc, listened quietly as she told him everything. The black dog, the fever, the dreams, and the red eyes outside the window. When she finished, the monk closed his eyes for a long while. Then he spoke slowly. "What is sown must one day be reaped. Those who kill, especially those who kill dogs, the most loyal of souls, carry a debt that lingers through many lives. Your husband's karma has ripened." Lou broke down in tears. "Please, Master, I don't care what happens to me. Just save him." The monk nodded and handed her a small pouch. Inside is Boda ash mixed with sacred herbs. "Tonight at midnight, light 3 sticks of incense and scatter this ash around the house. But remember, no matter what happens, do not open the door." Lou thanked him and hurried home. That night, thunder rolled across the sky. Rain poured like a curse, and the oil lamp flickered weakly. The house smelled of wet earth and sickness. She lit 3 incense sticks, their thin smoke curling like spirits rising from the floor. Outside, the wind howled. And then came the sound, scratching, soft, deliberate, right at the door. Scratch, scratch, scratch. She clutched her prayer beads, whispering Buddha's name through chattering teeth. Then came a voice, hoarse, trembling, but unmistakable. "Lou, open the door. I'm cold. It was Ba Thuc's voice. Her heart stopped. She turned toward the door, eyes wide. The voice came again, closer. Lu, please, I'm right here. She could hear the breath now, and the sound of something heavy dragging across the floorboards outside. Tears streamed down her face. Her hand reached for the latch. And then, a gust of wind howled through, snuffing out the incense. The room plunged into darkness. The scratching stopped. For a heartbeat, everything was still. Then, from behind her, from the bed where her husband lay, came a low, guttural growl. Not human, not animal, something in between. She turned slowly. Ba Thuc was sitting up, his back arched, his eyes wide open. They glowed red. Lu screamed, stumbling backward. He opened his mouth, and two sharp fangs glistened in the dim light. His voice came out like a growl. Lu, I'm hungry. Before she could move, a deafening thud echoed outside, as if something massive had landed in the yard. Lightning flashed through the window, illuminating a shadow, tall, dark, and hunched. The black dog. But it wasn't a dog anymore. It was enormous, its fur standing on end, its form half-transparent, like smoke in the shape of a beast. Its eyes blazed crimson, its mouth dripping with darkness itself. It let out a roar that rattled the house. The walls trembled. The roof groaned. Ba Thuc clutched his head, screaming, while Lu fainted to the floor. When she awoke, dawn had broken. The rain had stopped. The door was wide open, swinging gently in the breeze. Ba Thuc lay in the yard, motionless. His eyes stared blankly toward the old kennel. On his forehead was a white patch of hair. The villagers found Ba Thuc's body the next morning. No one could explain what had happened. There were no signs of struggle, no wounds. Only that strange white patch of hair, and the look of terror frozen on his face. The black dog was gone. No paw prints, no trace. Just silence. Lu sat beside her husband's body, her mind blank. She didn't weep. She couldn't. It was as though her tears had turned to stone. When the monk arrived, he placed a string of prayer beads on the man's chest and began chanting softly. The smell of sandalwood filled the air. After a long silence, he spoke. His spirit is trapped between two worlds, neither man nor beast. That is the price of blood spilled without compassion. He turned to Lu, his eyes kind yet heavy with sorrow. You must build him a small altar by the old kennel. Offer rice and water every new moon. And above all, never forget what has happened here. Lu nodded weakly. That night, she did as the monk had said. The yard was quiet, heavy with mist. She placed a bowl of rice and a cup of water in front of the kennel, then lit 3 sticks of incense. As the smoke rose, she whispered, "If your soul can hear me, please find peace. Leave this place." For a moment, everything was still. Then faintly, from deep within the shadows of the kennel, came the sound of soft panting, like a dog lying down beside its master. Lu froze. Tears finally came, silent and endless. Weeks passed. The house became quiet again. No scratching, no voices, no red eyes. But sometimes, late at night, the villagers said they saw Lu sitting by the kennel, talking softly to someone unseen. She grew thinner with each passing day. Her eyes lost their color. Her voice became distant. Until one evening, under the light of a crescent moon, the neighbors found her lying beside the kennel, peaceful as if asleep. Her hands still clasped the prayer beads, and beside her bowl of rice lay a single black hair. After that, strange things began to happen in the village. Those who had once mocked Thuc, the butcher, the neighbor who threw stones at the dog, fell ill, one after another. Their livestock died mysteriously, their homes filled with the scent of wet fur at night. Some said they saw a large black shadow moving near the edge of the forest, its eyes burning red under the moonlight. Others claimed to hear a man's voice whispering in the dark, "Loyalty is not to be betrayed." Years went by. The house remained empty. Nature slowly reclaimed it. The roof collapsed, the walls were covered in vines. But the old kennel still stood, untouched by time, its wooden surface smooth as bone. Travelers passing through sometimes said that when night falls, a dim light glows inside, and if you listen closely, you can hear two breaths, one human, one canine, rising and falling together in perfect rhythm. They say the spirit never truly left, because love and loyalty, once broken, can bind even the living and the dead. And so on certain moonless nights, when the air grows cold and the dogs of the village begin to howl in unison, the elders whisper to each other, "It's Thuc and his dog, wandering home." This was the story of the man who raised a dog that turned into a spirit. A tale from Vietnam about karma, loyalty, and the bond that outlives death. If you believe that love can transcend lifetimes, then perhaps they're still together, somewhere between shadow and moonlight.